And so now the advantage to being in a situation like that is that you have to if you step extremely carefully and you're fortunate, then you evade the traps and then the interview tilts hard in your favor.
Yeah.
And so the interviews that have done me the most good in the long run were the two interviews that were most hostile. One by Channels 4,
Griffin,
Kathy Newman.
Kathy Griffin.
And Kathy at least had a sense of humor. Another one by Helen Lewis, who had no sense of humor at all and doesn't seem to have learned anything at all in the interim. But I think that one has 80 million views now, twice as many as the Kathy Newman interview. Like, it just keeps racking up views. And it was because Helen Lewis, she has like 50 tricks or 100 tricks. Kathy had like 4, and they were pretty blunt. And she had a sense of humor about them. But Helen Lewis, she was just all tricks and lots of them and smart, and it's quite something to talk to someone who's quite smart and quite educated, but all tricks. And so, but
how does it feel looking back on those two? They were a very formative time. It was kind of the inflection point, or one of the inflection points, I suppose, for yourself as well.
Yeah.
How does it feel looking back on that? I remember you said at the time it took you many days to recover from that kind of cantankerous sort of adversarial interview. Does that seem like a different lifetime, or is that still very much sort of with you?
Well, I'm a lot healthier than I was then. So those sorts of things wouldn't have the same effect on me now as they did then. Because I was ill, it took me a long time to recover from, a serious bout. I mean, the first time I talked to Sam Harris, not that Sam played tricks, like I like Sam and we've had very productive conversations. I was so ill when the first time I talked to Sam that I could barely sit in my chair.
Talking to Sam Harris makes you ill. That's the
No, not at all. No. Sam and I have had very productive conversations. That was another good example, I suppose, of the utility of an adversarial conversation.
Yeah.
Sam comes to a conversation like that pretty well armed, but it's very helpful because it forces you to look in nooks and crannies that you might not have looked in, and to be crystal clear to the degree that that's possible about what you're actually saying.
The idea of loving your enemy is something I've been playing with a little bit recently. There's been, I guess, my platform's getting to the level now where there's a reason for someone to have a bullseye pointed at least remotely in my direction.
Yeah.
Because there's no point in trying to take somebody down that's got no status. Why would you invest the time?
Right.